welcome back to another episode of Fancy Tickles. This guy is Wrecking Ball, that guy is Wise Panda. If you're new to the show, we talk about dad stuff and life stuff and dude stuff and a lot of fart jokes and immature things. So, like, you're going to like us from 15 to about 35. That's us.
Yeah,
that's us.
We kind of hit that ballpark, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, you look at the thing on the computer and it's like 15 to 35-year-old dudes.
That splash zone's right there.
Oh, dude. And it's like...
Perfect.
All the young kids are starting to collect, like, way earlier because they see the financial and they're smart, so they can just set their computer to, like, go find me this thing for the best price. And
when it drops, yeah.
And they just write some algorithm, and now they're getting all their toys for, like, pennies on the dollar. And...
Well, it's like we were talking about, like, the sneakers and how, like, they have just this... So many release... Like, they make so many... shoes of that.
Right, on purposeful oscillation.
Yeah. Like your norm. It's like 1 in, 500? 2,500?
I think it's 10,000.
10,000?
Normally is 1 in 10,000. But so if you think of that statistic, so like as a collector, you don't have to be a collector outside of your city for the most part. Like you can actually collect your whole life and probably within that same city, as you get older and things start being worth more, get rid of them in that same city.
Yeah.
So a 1 in 10,000, there's far more than 10,000 cities in America, towns, whatever, all together, like something that's its own city. So that means you have something that there's less than one of per city in the United States. And that's just the United States. Now you add the entire world, and that really starts to make things that are 1 in 10,000, 1 in 5,000 really nice to have.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior from Expo, New York, Toy Fair is 1 in 250. I think they have a Flair that's 1 in 150. They have a Hogan that's 1 in 100. And all those things, I mean, when you really do the math on what that means, how many per city there is, and then you go, oh, I have something super rare.
Right.
Like, when we talk about that, like, ratio, like, I have 1 of 420 of something in the world in my collection or whatever. And so, like, even that, to me, just that thought is super impressive.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of shit people don't even realize that are going to be that. Like the Imperial Shuttle.
Right.
They only made 25,000 of them. Well, the ones that aren't broken already, because kids mainly got them in, like, they use the 84 mold, but that's actually an Imperial Shuttle from, like, 2001 or 2008? Somewhere in there. I can't remember what the actual year was, but they just used the old 1984 Kenner molds, even the ones that... So mine says 1984 on it.
Yeah.
But it has the airbrush and all that. Anyway, that someday is going to be, as long as I can keep it from getting broke, going to be worth a lot. Yeah. Now it's worth like, anywhere from $150 to like $250. But that number is just going to continue to rise as those become more and more and more obsolete.
Yeah.
Because the original 84 Kenners are like $750 now. And there's really not a big difference between 84 and now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a 30-something year, 32-year gap or whatever. My math's wrong. It's somewhere in there. This is a relaxed episode.
We just said we focus on fart jokes. We don't do math.
We don't do math. So this is a kind of podcast. Like I said, we got the lights low. I don't know. It's just a really relaxing one. I dig it. I already dig this episode, and it just started.
Yeah. There was some... We both had some female drama in the past day or two.
Yeah.
Which we'll start with that.
Yeah,
we'll
I hate them
there.
up.
And just build to this mellowness back again. So,
yeah. You're just trying to get me all riled up, bro.
Well, it's good content.
Bro.
It's good content.
It's good content. It's just... So if anybody that's a guy out there, if you're going to go have children with other people, realize they're not always going to be your friend. Like, you just assume, like, you have kids together, you're going to at least be peaceable and, like, want to talk to each other.
Right.
And that's not always the case. And that's a weird feeling. It's a weird, like, I didn't know that somebody could dislike me so much. Like, I have had enemies that I've had conversations with, where it's like I can stand to have a conversation with them or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, it's weirder when somebody just, no, I don't want to talk to you.
And what makes it even weirder
is, like...
What makes it even weirder is when it's somebody you used to talk to you on the daily.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird. Like, especially, it's just, like, life is shifty. Like, you're always moving into this other thing. And, like, some people, obviously, are together much longer. They're together their whole life, whatever. But, like, for most people, they go through 1 to 2 divorces a lifetime. That's, like, actually unfortunately super common.
Yeah.
And the top end of that is like 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 divorces. Like, there is no cap. I don't even know what the record is in America. I think it's 14 marriages.
Damn.
Like, legal marriages or whatever. And that's when you realize it's just a tax thing or something. It's a money thing. It has nothing to do with... I don't even know what's marriage supposed to be? You know, like...
Oh, it's like...
is it, like, any more than when you just really care about somebody and you're together and you have all those other things in life? Like, especially if you're not religious, what's the whole...
I think the whole thing is, from what I understood and what I always based it off of, like, from a personal retrospect, is... I always looked at marriage as something, like, it's... I mean, obviously you're with the person you love and you want... like a household and a future and everything with that person. But more than anything, it's like your best friend.
Right.
And I realize best friends come and go.
Right, that's the thing.
But it's also, I think, that it's supposed to be that person that even outside of your best friend, like they're more your best friend than your best friend. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's constantly going to have your back, even if it's not something that they like.
Right.
Or
and like you're agreeing to like share all these super huge responsibilities
that
require things.
But then it's also like just it's that bond. Like I said, for me, it's that person that you have to. And I've always looked at it like any relationship this way with a female. It's that person you can go to and you want to share any bit of news with, good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
Like if you've had a great day, you want them to be the first ones to know about it. If you've had a bad day, you want them to be the first ones to know about it. Because it's like if it's a good day, then you want them to share with you in that moment, in that joy. If it's a bad day, you want them to be able to be like, I understand. Is there anything I can do to make your day better?
Right.
Like that's always been my thing. Like if somebody has like a super shit day, I do anything I can to try to make it better for them. Even if it's somebody I'm not in a relationship with, which is even...
Right. Just like friends and
people
around you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. Like until that person is the person you think about when good, bad, or indifferent happens, like you're saying, then that's probably not the person or isn't the person yet. You know what I mean? That's, you know, it's, I don't know. I overshare everything with everybody, so I've never thought to, like, limit how much of the bad I dump on people.
Well, but even with me, you limit some stuff you share.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
just
obviously,
to not,
like you let me know the gist of it.
Right.
But you don't go, like, into full detail.
Yeah. I'm kind of
vague what I mean?
Sometimes.
Which is not a bad thing, but it's also, it keeps... I think because of the relationships you've had, as far as females go, you've been super guarded, and the fact that you felt they've always been shady to you. And even if you've been straightforward with them to an extent,
think that I think people do things in a very weird way, in that like I not care for, but I think about the well-being of a lot of people that I've had as a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. Some I don't give a fuck. I'm just waiting for the obits to come out type of thing. But like, there's people, and that never drops just because I'm not with somebody. It's less because you're more focused on your current life, and that that person's really important to you. Like, but every once in a while you just think of somebody and you're like, well, I hope they're doing all right. Or like, what a bitch. Or whatever it is that you think about, that you're like, that made you think about them. Well, dreams are like the worst one, where it's like, I've had weird dreams about, I'll be reliving something that happened in my life, but it's with like another girlfriend that I'd had before or something. Like they were inserted in that exact role of what had happened in my life or whatever. And that always trips me out. I'll be like, God, that's such a fucking weird dream. Why that? Like... It's just weird, and everything seems like the most important thing as it's happening. Because I remember being, like 18 years old, and I already knew who I was marrying. I was getting fucking married, you know what I mean? Like, and then that didn't work out, and I was like devastated. And then the next girl, and then that didn't work out. And then, one actually marries you, and then that doesn't work out. And then, you start to realize it's really got to work out, or you have to keep it safe, like keep it in a safe spot. Like if you're like, wow, I really enjoy what we're doing, we're not stepping on each other's toes or whatever the thing is, that like like once you start farting in front of each other and all that kind of stuff, I mean, it's cool that you're comfortable, but there's like, it's missing some of the luster on the polish type of thing, and once you find that spot in a relationship, stay there. There is no fucking reason that it always has to progress to the next, to the next, to the next. Like, of course people want those things. But if it isn't a real thought, like if you're just going through the motions like a lot of people do, like they don't realize it, but a lot of people go through the motions of a relationship. They just assume, oh, well, we've been together this long. This is now what we're going to do. We've been together this long. Now this is what we're doing. And then the house and the marriage and the car and the kids and whatever. Like that there's always some progression, but maybe that isn't, especially if you've already had a life, where you got kids or you got a past, whatever the thing is, where it's like, no, I'm comfortable. That you be comfortable with the most comfortable part. Don't add the extra stress until you're ready to actually add that stress. And I think a lot of people don't make that. They don't wait, dude. They
See,
just
for me, like I get where you're coming from, but my thing. So, the girl that I just had it's a situation with, blah, blah, blah.
Incident situation.
Yes, all of the above. I haven't talked to her since May or June last year.
Right.
And to this day, like you said, there are some people that just cross your mind. She's still one that crosses my mind.
Yeah. Well,
in a weird way. Like, I'm always going to care about her well-being and hope she's doing well. I don't plan, I haven't reached out to her.
Right.
I didn't reach out to her. She reached out to me last night while I was in the middle of work.
Right.
Which is whatever. The only thing that bothered me about it was a random moment.
Right.
Which I get people do. There are people you just be like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time. How's everything going? But this was just a situation where it was like, okay, I'd cleared my head of that entire situation.
Right.
That entire incident. And then they pop back in.
That's annoying.
It is, but I get it. Because at points I want to do that. But then I also don't want to...
pulls Band-Aids off, man.
Exactly. That's the problem.
There's no point.
If you've washed your hands clean of the situation, just walk away from it.
Well,
you live in the same town, you're going to cross paths, it's going to happen. Well, and
that would just be civil. I mean, there's no reason for people to not be nice to each other, in that sense. It's just, don't tear open old shit, you know what I mean? Like, hey... I figured you were sad this time of year because all the sad shit that happened to you. Thought I'd remind you I was part of that bye. Fuck you, bitch. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, I get where you're, that
maybe
side
you were
of
having, your first good day on a day that something shitty happened. You're like, well, I moved past it in my life. And then bitch came back, calls, and is like, hey, I was thinking about you because of today. Be like, fuck, I wasn't even thinking about it. Now I'm thinking about you and that. Thanks, bitch. Hit the fucking road, dude. Click.
Well, it wasn't even that. For me, it was mentally wise. It was thank you for thinking of me and thank you for thinking of that situation.
Right.
I appreciate your condolences. I appreciate
it's just
you.
Psychological warfare, dude.
It is. I get it.
Totally
but like I said, for me, it was I get that aspect, but then it's also you're kicking me when I'm down, kind of an extent. You're reaching your hand out to pull me up, and then you're pushing my face in the mud.
Oh
at the
yeah,
same time.
reminding you that fuck you.
It's not I don't think it was intentional to do that, but at the same time,
but they should know. An intelligent adult should know what they're doing when they do certain things. So they'd better have actual purpose, not just wanting to get their fucking cell phone paid for, not just wanting to get rent, not just wanting to fucking have somebody to talk to because they're tired of the last dude.
Well, yeah, that was the thing too.
I mean, guys are bad too. I'm not. This ain't
no, we're not picking on any one gender over the other.
Thing. It's just
because guys
that's my only perspective. I'm a dude. I've experienced what I've experienced as a dude. I've seen women experience terrible things.
Yeah,
and then I've checked and balanced a lot of things in life, and there's perplexing things.
Oh yeah, from both sides.
Statistically higher percentage of women way up here will put up with dudes that beat on them. A very statistically low percentage of women will put up with dudes that cheat on them. It's fucking... Or, that guy's the same dude, beats on him and cheats on him.
Yeah.
He gets away with all that crazy shit. And typically they drink. Typically they just do all kinds of shitty stuff. And so it's just perplexing when certain people pick certain things. Not... I don't know, look around. If you... I think I have a skewed perspective on certain things. So I look around and, ask my friends about things. And I ask people close to me about things. Because I want to, see where I'm at, am I looking at this fucking weird or whatever, I remember I was I was 19 years old. I was in Colorado.
Okay.
And I was calling back home with the girl I was with at the time. And because my dad was She came back to your apartment, like, drunk with some guy, right? And I'm like, awesome. I'm, like, a million miles away, and I'm, like, 19. So that's, like, you know, there's everything that you give a fuck about is, like, is
a million
minimal.
miles away.
It does, and it doesn't matter. And, like, that's your whole world when you're 19. You don't have any problems yet, with, like, real people problems, like bills and debt and, like, worries and shit. Yeah, you're fucking 19. Anyway, so, like, I call and I'm, like, pissed on the phone. I'm like, fuck, can't believe, what are you doing? You know, and, like, said who they were with, and then it kind of started making sense, and then it just progressed. But then I was just still pissed. I'm like, well, why are you doing this shit when I'm not home? Well, you know, like, why wait till I'm not there? We never went and got fucking drunk. You know, that kind of thing. And on the phone, and I asked the guy, there's this guy who was, like, 38 at the time. His name was Steve. Steve was fucking badass. He was from Texas, and he had that, like, Austin drawl. Like, like, it was a cool, like, I can't do Steve.
Almost like
Steve,
a Matthew McConaughey, but not.
Yeah, but faster and almost cooler, you know, like, kind of thing. And, you know, I was like, well, what do you think about this thing, man? This fucking happened or whatever. And he's like, well, he's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be in a relationship? And I was like, what? He's like, well, you get to be one of those things. Very rarely is a man both. And I was like, okay. He's like, so you either get to be right and you tell her off like you're telling her off right now and you're going to be single. Or you don't, and you get to be in a relationship. And I was like, well, fuck her. You know, I'm 19, so I'm super pissed still, and I'm going to just yell at the phone anyway. And I did that, and then she's not, you know, obviously Mrs. Beeler now. So, you know what I mean? Like, that didn't work out. But, yeah, shit like that, where it's just weird. Like, I ended up being the one in trouble for that because I yelled.
Yeah.
Not the person doing the shady thing that... In the future, we know, now we all know, like, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Dick hound. Straight dick hound. And, so, anyhow. Mm-hmm. But, I, you know, relationships are just, make the most out of everyone, I guess. Well, and that's the only thing, like, after you've had, like, not a lot of relationships, but where you've had... Where it seems like a lot of your relationships are intense. Like, I'm a, you know, fall in love quick kind of guy. Yeah. And especially when, like, before I had kids or anything like that, you know, there's, like, you know, like, that girl I met at Hogan's. You know, she was awesome. You know, like, there's some people that just, they never actually did anything at all wrong to me. Like, they were just cool people, you know, and so you're like, well, you have to move past every situation, right? No matter how cool certain things were, or whether you fucked it up or whatever. Because if you don't move all the way past stuff, like, you're going to be stuck on, like, you know, even 5% stuck on something in the past or whatever is going to keep you from moving forward 100% with this, you know, whoever the new person is. And, like, if you know, like me, one of the things that bothers me is, like, I think all the time, and I probably think way too much for my own good, and overanalyze a lot of shit. So I think of, like, you start shaping an opinion of yourself. Like, you give yourself a reflection that might not even be true to, like, even your friends or everybody close to you, or how you, but you do things, or you know everything you've ever done, or how you thought about something, and then so that's how you look at you before you move forward, you know, with somebody else. You have to be like, okay, I'm okay with this part of me, I'm okay with this part of me, this is why I do that, you know. Like, I think you need to somehow grow, like, because I probably did it for however many relationships in a row, never grew, never learned anything. Never grew, never learned anything. Some lasted way longer than others, but you eventually, obviously, didn't learn from the last lesson or whatever. And it's like, some things, it's like, I just fucking don't get why that's a problem, but it sure as fuck is, you know, like, it's just weird. Like, well, like, I know for a lot of people function, like, looking for perfection. I don't know, there's just certain things. It's just, fuck. Yeah. For women and men are from different places.
The biggest hang up for me when it comes to a relationship, I guarantee, and I know it, because that's been the reason behind every single one, eventually, is the lack of my license. Yeah. And I know that's minimal, if you think about it. It's not minimal, but
Women think of stuff like that different. It's not that you don't have a car. It's not the stability really that. Yeah, and it's like a reliability. Like, you don't even trust yourself to have a car and put gas in it and get a license. And that might not be what's true. That might not be why you don't have one. You seem to always say, it's like, well, I just don't really need one to get to work and do what I do. You know, it just is a very striking
Yeah, no,
statistic
definitely.
of people that don't have licenses that have your like you make more like significantly more money than I do. It's not like a money thing.
Yeah,
and your rent is not significant. I'm
no,
not
I know
putting
that.
you
I
over
know
like
that.
that.
No.
I just mean if apples to oranges, you make more money than me. You're in a union. The reason people don't have fucking licenses in this town is because they get them taken away.
Yeah,
DUIs,
no, that's the thing.
Or they don't pay their child support. You have no fucking bills. You owe the world nothing, and there ain't no baby mamas running around.
Yeah.
Like you.
And that
have
was
done,
the thing. Like I've had people go, okay, so you've got the girl that I'm talking to now. One of the females I'm talking to now, and I don't want to say that like
one of the
in a player way, but
oh no, dude.
I spread my seed to an extent.
Everybody wants a little Jimmy hug.
But one of the females I'm talking to now, she goes, so seriously, you have your own apartment. You don't have any kids. You're not married. You don't drink. You don't smoke. And you've had your job for 10 years.
Yeah.
Why are you single again?
Yeah, you come across serial killer as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I know you're soft as a teddy bear. You wouldn't fucking poke something with a toothpick, let alone kill it. That's what's fucking hilarious. Because I've like thought that before. I'm like, you know fucking what? I bet Jimmy's a serial killer. And there's just bodies under all them pizza boxes.
Oh, somewhere,
shit.
Yeah.
You know? I even like poked around a little bit. Nah, he's fucking good, dude. Oh, I was gonna sleep there for 3 or 4 days. I didn't want to fucking be under all that. Like, that's a shit way to go, man. But you didn't kill nobody and put them under the stuff, so that's
exactly.
It's all good. It's just stuff.
It's just piles of shit.
So, I got a workaround, bro.
Okay.
You're gonna like this.
Okay.
Minimal investment. Looks like you got your shit together. You have a car because you like driving cars. But this car is having a brand new super fucking motor put in it, right? And you're always getting something new done to it. And every time you see this girl, just be like, oh, fucking my car's back in the shop getting the turbo fucking switchy thingy. You know? And then the next time be like, I fucking put new racing slicks on it for me. You know what I mean? It's fucking, you know? And then we can even have buddies vouch for you. Shout out to Snuggles out there.
Hey, buddy.
We'll say that he's pinstriping your car. And she'll be like, wait a minute, you're pinstriping a fucking F1 race car? I'm like, fucking we go out, dude. We go hard. Pinstripe that shit up. And then just however long it takes to get her to like really dig you. You know what I mean? Like they just.
Well, that's the thing. Like
I think they very quickly. Okay, so here's one, bro.
I can get females to dig on me in a heartbeat from being me, but it's that license, that lack of.
Yeah. Well, and then like I don't think you realize you do it, but you don't let people come to your place.
Well, no.
Or you let them come too soon.
Yeah.
There's that too. That it's all fixable shit.
Well,
I have a mission. It's 2021, and it's your resolution, bro. It's not even for me. My resolution is for you.
For this guy?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And I'll do it.
Make it a team effort. Don't just take it all on yourself.
No, I'll put like 4 pizza boxes by the front door and be like, there you go. That's what you have to throw away. We'll do it like quarters. It's like, can we, is this okay?
Can you let this one go?
Have you fucking seen that on there?
Yeah.
There was this one where the guy had a fucking milk crate of emptied, but with the lid still on it, tin cans. Like you had opened vegetables, tilted it, put it away and cooked, and then you just pitched it into this thing. And the fucking guy came to him and was like, is it okay if we get rid of this? These are empty food cans, and he's like, fuck kind of idiot do I look like? That's garbage, right? So he goes and he tosses it. He's like, oh, we didn't, they're like, wow, what a breakthrough. So then he had these other fucking cans that were like Folgers cans. And he's like, oh, hey, just kind of like the other cans, we can toss these ones too. Fucking guy loses it. No, those are my I put all my things and my stuff, knickknacks in and he's just fucking stammering and losing his shit. And they're like, and that's when you're like, oh, these motherfuckers are crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the cool thing about you. It has nothing to do with that.
No, it's just laziness.
You're such a bachelor, dude. You're so fucking, like, you've been doing it for so long. Like, do you have a video gaming chair? Like
Not
one of the
chair,
rockers,
no.
the eye rockers? That was the only thing that would make you more of a bachelor is if you had that thing.
One of those.
It's like, I permanently do this.
It doesn't move
I don't
from
even
the middle of the
think
floor.
of talking to women unless they're in my squad on some video game or whatever. And then all the guys... Have you ever seen those dudes? So it's so funny, like, somebody from the past, their brother was super into fucking gaming. Had all his friends over at the house always gaming. They're old. It's successful. Again, dudes with good jobs.
Right.
But they would spend every second they weren't working team playing some video game. And then their days off, they would literally stay up every second. They would never go to bed. they'd sleep for like a couple hours or whatever, or go in rotation. A guy's sleeping and it was just like they'd always have a chick that would be on their like screen thing, you know, friends, whatever, playing the game and stuff. And they all they'd turn the call off, like, oh, this fucking chick's pretty hot, you know, like it was always that, like that chick is always that chick on those games. Yeah. Except for the famous ones. You probably all beat me in video games. I get it.
Well, there's the gamer chicks that are like, they just play because the guys are playing.
Yeah, but then
there are girls that are like legit hardcore gamers. Oh yeah, don't
get me wrong. That's not what I mean. Yeah, like Tony's daughter, she's like 17, not even 18, and she kills us at every single game we play, handicapping herself as much as possible. Yeah, we'd be like, that's the broken controller, and she's like, doesn't matter. Just fucking kill you at games.
She doesn't even talk though. That's the worst part about it. Like she shit talks. She lets those people that like the time actions.
That she actually talks is when we're playing video games. Though every once in a while she'll let out a squeak or a shit talk. You type a little, just barely something. Yeah, she's pretty rad. And they got like their future right now. Tony and his daughter just drastically changed. Like I ain't putting their shit out there, but that's awesome.
I don't know anything what you're talking about.
Oh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk later. Ish. I'll message him and see if it's cool. It's one of those things.
Oh shit!
Like when you don't tell a friend that you won the lottery.
Oh, he didn't win the lottery, did he?
No. No. It'll be out in the paper by the time this airs anyway.
Oh shit!
I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, no, life's good for them right now. Super good.
Good, man. It's good to hear.
I can't believe he didn't tell you.
I haven't talked to him for like the.
I talk to Tony like every day.
The most we talk is like on the.
Well, the chat. Yeah, people chat. I guess he doesn't get on there that much, does he?
He'll do
I'm not even on there, am I?
No, you removed yourself. Plug me back in, and then 2 days later, you're like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah, I'm making a statement. Then I'll tell you to add me here soonish.
I figured it'd be for too long.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What else? As of what's today? The 21st or the 20th?
Yeah, it's 21st.
21st. So as of yesterday, they did the presidential swap in and out.
No hiccups, folks. I was super pumped about that before the episode. I thought, oh, fuck, something fucky had to happen this week. You know, it's like, because the first week was fucky, second week fuckier, third week here we are. Nothing.
And that, well, when you think about it, of anything that could be,
I bet Trump so pooped under something,
off,
though.
Well, anything that could be so off for Trump.
Like if he would have just not left.
Yeah.
If he'd have just assembled the fucking army and they're like listening to Trump instead. It would be like Hitler all over again. Yeah, that's essentially all they did was just like surrender the power of the military kind of thing. And I think he had like the military force before he had the political move and the ups.
I did see today when I was getting my dome shaved at the barber at Frankie's. He was watching Jimmy Kimmel from last night or whatever. And so Trump had planned a send-off party for himself, right?
Yeah.
Like somewhere at like an Air Force base or some shit like that. But everybody that he'd invited, you know how like you have like a +1 or a +2 or whatever?
Yeah.
Every person that got invited to it had a +5 option.
Nice.
So he just wanted to make it as big possible.
Shit, yeah.
Probably no COVID masks. Anybody on base?
Fuck no. Oh, man, I better check my email, bro.
See if you got an invite?
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I missed it.
Yeah, what's up?
I get fucking emails from that dude all the time.
Son of a bitch. Why isn't he plugging Fancy Tickles?
I'll fucking show you, homie. It'll be just 1 minute. Jim, say something.
Fill in.
Do something.
Well, what else is going on? You added, while you're doing that, I'm going to show off your Morty back here.
Oh, yeah. It finally came in all the way from England.
He got his fancy new Morty. That's probably glary Morty as hell.
With the spacesuit snake.
But,
it's probably in the important files.
I don't know quite how visible any of that is.
No, maybe it's in the spam. Hey, there it is. Why would they put... see, I did get the invite, but Trump went to my spam for somewhere. Where is it?
The spam
there it is. Donald J. Trump right there, buddy. Look at voting in Georgia. It's messy. He's asking me my opinion on things.
Asking, did you vote in Georgia for me?
Yeah, that's right. This is a match. I have it hidden because this is like confidential stuff, right? But right there, Donald J. Trump visiting in Georgia. And then he's asking me about what he should do, but I can't show you that part legally. as an advisor to the ex-president of the United States.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah, I don't want to be fired. That's a throwback. Would anybody have thought that?
Yeah.
Right? That's fucked. Like, there's the Rage Against the Machine video where they storm Wall Street. And there's a guy in the crowd that's picketing that has a Donald J. Trump 2000 sign. Like, vote for him in 2000 or whatever. I don't remember if that's the year that he super unsuccessfully tried being president or whatever. Because I think there was one year he actually did run, but he didn't make it out of whatever district or like, because you move your way up as a presidential candidate or whatever. Yeah. Oh, shit.
We're not going to cut this one as short as we did last time. We're only sitting at a half an hour right now.
Oh, dude, let's end it, dude.
What else?
You're saying what else? Ooh, fuck.
We've already been at what else. He-Man
really.
Woman Hater. We talk about Trump stepping out.
Oh, boy. We're talking about what we talked about.
Yeah.
So we're doing the skit show in the real show. I like it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
We showed off Morty.
Yeah.
I haven't found any more new toys yet.
I think we're fucking up right now. I'm like, oh shit, this has never happened before.
And I'll listen anyway.
The
12 that listen.
I think it just went down to 11, but
did we lose one already?
I think we already. They're like, shit. They're
see.
fucking losing it. There's too many ahs. We just gotta. You just gotta make humming sounds.
It's like a very
that
pitiful blowjob
blasted
sound.
through like 11 seconds or something. Like
At
that.
least.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You were going to talk about your book you got.
Oh, fuck. How did we forget about that? You'd think we'd have been all excited about this book. So I got a present.
Well, it's been a minute for me since I've gotten it, so that book really only enlightens me if you let me take the book home.
No, you
then
can't.
You won't
I don't want
back.
No,
it'll
be
then
all...
you won't want it back.
Jim,
so,
as I've said before, is sticky. Just a little bit. And I don't want any of my stuff at his house. No, I got a really nice Christmas present, and it's the Kama Sutra Workout. And it's got 300 sensual sexercises. And so I was flipping through all these pages, and there's some goodies, trust me. The names are amazing, like Twinkle Toes. Are we allowed to show this kind of stuff on the show?
well, it doesn't show any images in there. It's all blocked out, so
I think we're good.
I don't see
so
why
like page
not.
65. That's called Twinkle Toes. Twinkle Toes is that, and yeah. It says the feeling of her legs pressed against his upper body gets him going and makes her feel like a sex goddess. And it tells you all the stats. That's the difference of this book is it's a workout book, so it tells you like. So for me, it's a 2 out of 3 energy burn, and for her, it's a 2 out of 3 energy burn. And it uses my core, my glutes, my hip flexors, and my adductors. I don't even know what that is.
Is
What's
it abductors?
No, it's pointing to kind of like at my leg. Maybe it's like my inside boner leg muscle. That one that goes up into your stuff. And it gets her abdominals and her hip flexors. But then I was thinking on that 70s show where he gets the joy of sex. And he was like trying to find a page that he would agree to because Hyde tells him he has to do it or whatever. So he's like, I'll do, page 43 or something like that. So I was like, I'm going to go to page 43. And on this one, even, I'll show him. But it's called Fitness Foreplay. And she gets in a rather awkward position. And he gets, you can see what he's doing there. But that's like the Red Foreman, page 43.
Straight to the Tootsie Roll factory.
Right, that's when he's like, I'll do 43, and she opens it, and she's like, oh my, she's all super fucking pumped, and he's like, oh goodness, no, not 43, 42. And just like the show, page 42 is like much nicer. It's not straight to butt eating or whatever. And it's called the Double Act. It actually is, that seems pretty sensual right there. I don't know about everybody else, but oh, I can see whether or not I'm showing the book right. Yeah, people can kind of see it. Anyway, she sits perfectly poised on his lap, and he is enthralled by the beauty of her breasts. What if she doesn't have pretty tits? Ooh. She teases him by letting him look but not touch. But he's touching it right there on the hips. See?
Yeah. I think that's okay because you're pulling her in.
Yeah,
but it's like
not...
you don't get to play
okay.
with my titties.
So page 104. It's called the rock and roll.
Whoo!
And are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
All right. So
it's like a teeter-totter without the teeter-totter.
Yes. Rock to the rhythm of your lovemaking. Hormones of pleasure are your melody. Oh, that's not a very good description of what you're doing. Because this is more like we both did heroin and we're clutching ourselves in agony and we'll just hold each other in this awkward position. See, I don't know if y'all can...
See, that's the issue, is getting
close
enough to clear the photo up.
It kind of... Anyway, they get the idea. You know, it's black and white drawings. They can see the lady hair, the guy hair.
Well, okay, so now...
But this is what a cool...
Without going into the book, what's the most awkward position you've ever done?
Awkward in a car, like in the front seat of a car instead of the back seat of the car, and the way that I did it was like super awkward, like, but it was the only way that seemed to work.
Yeah,
that was super awkward. Or like when they're way up too tall, for like if you're like behind them. Yeah, I find it awkward for some reason to not be tall enough. Like they have way longer legs than you, so you're like on tippy toes. You're like, it'd be a lot easier if you just fucking be shorter right now.
Right. Yeah, no, I've had that situation before, too.
Yeah. And I don't have, like, incredibly long legs, as it is.
No.
You know what I mean? I just got regular short legs and kind of a long torso, so... And then you get, like, some long-legged girl or whatever, and it's like...
Yeah, I've had those. I've had the long-legged girls. I've had the short, stubby-legged girls, too, which almost
you're
makes it...
hunkering down?
Yeah, almost makes it just as awkward.
Yeah.
Where you're like, do I put you on the edge of the bed and then me on the floor?
You know, I think...
Because even then, sometimes, once they're on the bed, you got to kind of...
It's funny, but I think there's a really good indication of how your relationship can go and how you deal with stress or, like, something different. How easily you go into the first time you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if it is, like, super hard pressy and, like, certain things are just not... Like, you happen to work through an awkward thing that the other person seems to not want to stop doing even though they've realized it's awkward. Like, that's not working. Stop doing that.
For example.
Or, like, somebody will get it, like, a really hard angle where they're pulling you, like, way down. And you're like, that's, like, bending the fuck out of it. And now you're, like, ramming at it sideways. And you can visibly see, like, I don't know how much other guys got. But I got enough that I can see it's bending.
Oh, yeah.
As they're trying. And I'm like, whoa, like, duh. Like,
that hurts a little bit.
That hurts, obviously. And I understand it's everywhere that you want it to be right now. Because it's, like, crooked arrow, whatever going on. But, like, bring it back down just a titch.
Yeah.
There's a reason it points up when it's hard, and it's not because it wants to be pointed straight down.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Or, like, people that kiss weird.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't get... It's like, okay, well, then let's not kiss. I'll just kiss you on the neck or something like that. And then they go back to wanting to kiss, and they're just... It's not sensual.
No,
and you're like, that is weird.
I dated a girl once that was not, like...
Like, little weird lips or something?
No, like, not even
what?
that. Like, they just didn't... Like, kissing for them, they didn't tongue kiss.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's weird.
Like, it was just like...
It's not weird, like, it's if you instigate it, and then the other person just recoils, you're like, okay, so we're just at the kissing phase, and you've already not done something.
Yeah, but then they're good with it. They're freaky in every other aspect.
Sure,
but that's kind of like,
that's true.
I mean, it's just one of those weird little offsetting things, like...
There's just different things, you know. I guess what I meant, so is like, once those things come up, and that you get somebody that just is like kind of works. You're not having to say a fucking thing. You're just doing what each other wants you to do, and you're like, you know, all things just kind of move fluid.
Oh,
like,
for sure. There's
you
definitely
kind of feel like a porn star almost. We're like, dude, did I just roll into that position and just start fucking going for it like that?
I had one situation where, you know, they pick the chick up.
Oh shit!
I've never done. I did it with one chick, and I felt like a god.
Did you?
Like
I felt like a god.
Like it was like one, like you, any other moment you're like.
Was it that like she was really big? And
no,
so you felt,
she was super light, but it was just I wanted to do that with other females, but like, okay, we're gonna try this, and it was just
doesn't work.
But it was one of those things where like I pulled it in, and then hooked the legs and stood up for a second.
Oh shit! You went that route. You went full Terminator mode, dude.
And then because I was starting at like obviously
You get tired pretty quick.
So it was a couple pumps, and then I spun, but the crappy part
dumped her right on the ground.
Then I leaned back, and then it was like that little transition there.
And you just fucking made that happen, dude.
I don't know if I've ever told this on here, but the other awkward moment awkward fun, and I say fun because it was fun for me, at our old apartment, the one where the said female was at.
Okay.
Okay, so how the shower was set up, right? So curtain goes across. There's that counter up front.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but the shower head was coming from the wall into the shower curtain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think I actually did that to make it more of a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. It wouldn't work.
It just was down below.
Yeah, and so you'd have to
pull
it up.
On. Yeah, that's fucking stupidest shower ever.
So that situation. Girl Scout.
Okay,
you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So Girl Scout at the time, her and I are in the shower, going to town. Right? Doggy style. So I decided standing up.
Oh, okay. I was like, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Like, here, let me just put my legs on your legs and we'll just slide around until somebody hits their head on the faucet.
You're going to headbutt the nozzle.
Yeah. Did we have the little
we didn't have
sticky
the pads.
Flowers or nothing?
I don't think we had any of that.
Me neither.
But it worked. It was, however it was, we made it work. Yeah. Anyway, so water's coming down from the angle as I'm hitting it, and the water's just splashing right between us.
Yeah.
Okay. So I decided to play this game. And I realize it after it's all, like, as I'm, like, going at it. You know when you're in the pool and you start going like that?
Yeah, I already know where this is going. Yeah.
The game was to see how far if I could shoot the water over her head.
Did she know this game was happening?
No. Not till I just
you got distracted doing that.
But it worked because the harder I tried to get the water to go, the harder it worked for her.
Oh.
So it was a distraction for her and a distraction for me and a game for me. But it was also like, she's like, I can't get my hair wet. So then it's like you're trying to like splash it over her hair.
Get her hair wet. What the hell's wrong with
Well, because it was like middle of the day. She had to go back to school.
Gotta go to class. Jesus.
Yeah, so you know.
That's fucking awesome. Took a shower in the middle of the day. On her lunch break, I'm assuming.
Probably. Or skipped the class, one of the two.
That place is just as sticky as your apartment, dude. It was so sticky. That place was so sticky. There's so many guys cranking it and doing just people and stuffs everywhere.
After you moved out and it was just my apartment and I lived there with like 4 other people, every single night that I would come back from her place from hanging out, it would be like 7 or 8 people there that I had no clue half the time who they were. It was like walking into like the TV, like to the
They're
set.
like, hey, who are you? And you're like, it's my fucking apartment. Yeah. I live here. Who the fuck are you?
it was like walking onto a TV set that you're the star of, but you have no idea who the guests are supposed to be.
Oh,
like the guest stars.
It's like a surprise party that you didn't know about.
That you had no clue that you're not even the surprise.
Yeah, the party had already started and you were there, and then everybody's excited that you were there.
But then there would be like one 30 bomb that would be there already, and then
somebody else.
2 other people would show up with a 30 bomb.
I remember coming by one time and there was just beer cans all the way down the hallway. Yeah, it was awesome. I was kind of jealous. I'm like, fuck, I want to come back. This shit ain't working right now for me. And it didn't. Fuck. Imagine if I'd have cut that loss. If we'd have just partied back then.
Yeah.
Like, because you know what I'd imagine would have happened is eventually, and you guys know that you would have went for it, I'd have talked y'all into going to Colorado.
Probably to some extent.
Oh, I think fucking, because dude, you guys would have
But it wasn't even that extent. It wasn't even that situation that didn't work there. It was the next one.
No, I know. Oh no, that one there is awesome. Yeah. If time machine-y type things, yeah, that'd be the one. But like, no. It was after my first marriage.
Yeah.
Obviously. That was the one if I could just... And if I'd have just... Stayed right where I was and seen how that played out.
Yeah.
Because that person's a cool person too. Yeah. One of those ones where like, they didn't do anything wrong with me.
Yeah.
I was 100% of that.
Awkward car sex. I was doing a chick in a truck one time. She had the sunroof deal.
Yeah.
So we're in the back and she's using the sunroof.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Way out in the middle of a dirt road somewhere.
Me and the one from the apartment, but not the first wife. Used to do it in her rig all the time. All the time. I don't know why. I think one of the first times we ever did it was in a rig, so it was like
nostalgia
or something. I don't think we ever went back and did that again. Not the car thing, anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, and there's other weird social weird things, because I was talking to a friend the other day and we were talking about partying at Levi's old house.
Yeah.
And fucking people on his mom's bed or whatever, and she's just freaking out, but she's freaking out like a friend. Nobody's grounded, nobody has to leave.
Right.
She's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, fucking there's nowhere else.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do it on the floor? I'm not an animal. Which we all did on the floor too.
Yeah. That was one I never did there.
You never got down at the old hacienda?
I didn't get down till I was 17. You gotta remember that.
Well, they were still living there then.
Yeah, but I got down on prom night at 17.
Really?
Yeah, that was my first go around.
Nice, dude.
That was the one that Bryce set up the bunk bed for me.
Oh, that's right. So cute. I think my first time was in a hot tub.
I think we had that discussion as well too.
Yeah.
First go arounds.
Yeah.
See what else.
Yep. And then
See, you've done crazier stuff.
Yeah. Probably.
Guaranteed. So I've done
it's
it where
just
I
such an adventure. Sex should be this thing, especially if you have a full-time partner. Actually, if you don't have a full-time partner, if you're a single person, explore it all. If you're safe, do what the fuck you want that another adult wants to do with you. If nobody's getting hurt, and I'm definitely not into that scene. There's people that are super into the spanking and the beating and whatever. Not my bag.
Yeah.
I'm probably more of a candles type of dude.
Did I tell you? So after we put that episode out and we were talking about that stuff, the comments that came up on the page, but were bots.
Oh, no shit.
There was one chick was like, I like what you guys are talking about at 13 minutes and 43 seconds.
How would it know?
What was it?
Did you go and look at what was it? 13:43,
and it was right about where we started talking about the spanking and the choking and shit.
Oh shit! How do you know they're bots, Jim? Did you research?
They were bots.
Dude, you'd feel so fucking stupid if some super hot Filipino chick is digging on some gym PP, and all she wants you to do is fly her over for $250. She'll come be yours forever, Jim.
Tell me these are not bots. I'll show you the comments.
Okay, yeah, no, it's cool. And that's back to what I was talking about. Enjoy what you can, and if you have a partner that doesn't enjoy certain things, obviously don't do them, but enjoy every single thing that you can. Try something new, and for God's sakes, keep it spontaneous. You don't want to have a planned night or an assumed night.
1343, I love that. Do you love me? From Abram Collin. So I was who the fuck is that?
Nobody.
Facebooked it. Hot Girls Video XXX. OMG. Alvaro Tristan. Anyone want to be my boyfriend?
Did you look it up, dude?
I did. It was all dudes. They came up from Facebook and everything else.
Well, fuck, man. You gotta be open to new things. What if the reason you haven't found Mrs. Right is because you keep looking for Mr. Wrong?
Appreciate your enthusiasm.
Just saying, bro. The only thing women are from Venus and men are from Mars, or whichever way it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're a different species, right? They're just a constant. Not constant. That's not nice. They can be a pain in the ass, right? They can be all kinds of pains in the asses, too. Different kinds of ass pains. Being gay only has one kind of ass pain, Jim.
Yeah, we've had this discussion.
I know, dude, but I want to have it again. I'm just saying,
Are you basically coming at me that?
I mean, fuck, dude. I should propose to you right now on the fucking podcast. Dude, what if we got married? We should put a fucking 10,000 views. If we get 10,000 views, we legally have to get married in Washington.
Ooh, shit.
This is on camera, too, dude.
I know it is.
You say yes and upload it. This is a done deal. Imagine how famous Fancy Tickles could get, how quick. And then that we did it. And, dude, we're talking Jimmy Kimmel shit, dude. We're talking, you know what I mean? If the story of us getting married based on likes as straight dudes, but they have to let us do it because We have the right to do it. If that doesn't make a talk show or Joe Rogan or something, what the fuck are people doing with their lives?
That's true.
Like, I would be ashamed of the fan base of people that pay attention to stupid shit on the internet that didn't pay attention to
We
that.
already are pissed about the fan base that pays.
Yeah, it is weird.
Stupid
I just
shit.
assume that as dumb as my shit is and that I talk about and ramble about, that people be all about it. I mean, I'm dumb and I like my shit. Other people are dumb.
Yeah.
Smart people make fun of us. I mean, come on now.
We make fun of dumb people and smart people, for that matter of fact.
Yeah. Because they're all equally dumb.
Yeah.
Like, smart people are a different kind of dumb. Dumb people are a different kind of smart.
Yeah.
That's some wise words this episode's, bro.
Bruh.
Holmes. Chief. What's that? Dane Cook. Back and forth. Anywho, this is fucking just getting all mellow.
Yeah.
Folks, how the fuck are you? We're at the end of these old podcasts, and we just wanted to, kind of bring it down. What's Jerry Springer call it when he has his final thought?
I think it's Jerry's final thought.
Yeah, so this is Wrecking Ball's final thought. If you find yourself in a sexual relationship with 3 men and a woman, and it doesn't involve any pain and it seems legal, you should go for it. Enjoy the moment with each other's in all of its splendor. That's it. That's it. That's the final thought.
That's the final thought for episode 45.
Actually, dude, yeah. We're doing final thought for and you're going to get me the little fucking, that used to come in on the screen that said final thought. We're going to do all that. Folks, you just inspired me. We're going to have a new segment called Final Thought. And I'll have the card. It'll say Fancy Tickles instead of Final Thought. Holy shit. That, works perfect. How have we not thought of that already for some of our shit?
Because half the stuff we're just getting...
So can you put me on a shirt holding the card, but it's my face, and where it says...
Oh, I'm sure we could.
Final Thought, it says Fancy Tickles?
I'm sure we could.
And then you could be like the Steve guy that's
in the background.
And we'll put the panda head. People have been asking me, why does it say Wise Panda, but he never has the panda head on? I'm still Wrecking Ball. I'm old version of me.
Well, because I got tired of people not knowing the face behind the voice at the time.
I feel that same way as a 70-year-old guy on every single one of our t-shirts. Can we update my picture?
We can. We really should. We should do...
We'll do angles so that we can use it for every angle of things. Folks, we're doing this all for you. We love you. Yeah, that's an episode.
I think so. I think we broke the 46-minute mark.
Did we?
I think so.
Barely. Fucking
probably just tiptoeing past it.
Maybe people, dig the shorter episodes. Or maybe we need to come in with some fucking firepower, like a little piece of paper like I've talked about. Just for those moments when you're like, then you just got a word.
Right.
That's the thing we're going to talk about.
Maybe we'll do another...
Mad Libs.
Maybe we'll do another Q&A question.
That'd be fun.
Episode. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Q&A? Because we've gotten to where we're pretty comfortable with our fan base. Nobody's tried to shoot me or nothing. We haven't had too many... I mean... Come hard in the paint with your questions. Come hard in the paint with your... Yeah.
Hit us with the good shit.
Yeah. And we'll see you
next
no
expense.
episode. Bye.
Adios.